September 23, 1933, in Tacrapo, Castroravina, Province, Peru. She was one of 9 children to parents Lina Madina and Victoria Lucia. By the age of 5, Lina was living a relatively normal life for a little girl in Peru, until one day her parents decided to take her to the doctor, when her stomach was protruding more than normal, and it seemed like the size increased as time went on. They originally assumed that it was a tumor that was growing in her stomach, but when the doctors examined her, they made a shocking discovery. Lina Madina did not have a tumor, but was 7 months pregnant at the age of 5. When this disturbing discovery was made, it was difficult for everybody to understand, even the doctor that discovered it, Dr. Gerardo Lozada. He wanted to make sure that he was correct, so he took Lina to other specialists, and unfortunately, they confirmed that he was right. Not very long after the discovery was made, it hit the media very quickly. There were newspapers that were speaking about the little girl's pregnancy. There were constant offers made to Lina and her family for interviews. There was also a representative from an American film studio that flew to Peru and offered $5,000 in exchange for filming rights. But Lina's family turned all of it down. After about a month and a half, Lina gave birth by C-section. She named her son Gerardo after the doctor that made the discovery. Now, there were 2 main major questions that everyone had once the diagnosis was made. 1, how in the world could she get pregnant at the age of 5? And 2, who was the father? Now, when Leah was diagnosed, people automatically assumed that there was sexual abuse going on in her home and immediately arrested her father. But he was soon released, being that there was no evidence that he took part in her pregnancy. Now, after Lina's father was shown to not be the father of her son, during the investigation, there were many disturbing discoveries. It was said that there were certain festivities in villages that were very similar to Lina's, where they would have festivals and celebrations that would include sexual acts and sexual abuse. It's believed that Lina was sexually abused at one of these celebrations, which led to her pregnancy. Now, one would think it would be absolutely impossible for a child as young as Lina to get pregnant. But the reason why this is possible is because Lina had a condition called precocious puberty, which is a condition where puberty occurs at an unusually early age. Now, this condition is not necessarily common, but it's said that for the most part, the reason surrounding the condition usually has to do with a minority that suffered from a tumor or injury to the brain. After giving birth to Gerardo, he was raised up as her little brother and wasn't told the truth until the age of 10. When Lina got older, at the age of 23, she became a secretary for the Lima Clinic of Lizardo. She later married and had another child of her own. Very little is known about Gerardo. It's unknown whether this is something that affected him mentally as he got older. It was never confirmed whether Lina found out who the father of her child was or not, and most say that it probably wouldn't have ever mattered because Lina refused to reveal any information pertaining to her pregnancy or who the father of her child was. Lina, on the other hand, is still alive today in Peru at the age of 86, and still to this day, she refuses to do interviews. But Lina's pregnancy went down in history as one of the most unusual, extraordinary medical discoveries.